Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining in. This side, Rahul Magan here, acting as the Chief Executive Officer of Treasury Consulting LLP, which is my own startup and having multiple revenue stream. I'm very pleased to share that till now we did more than 5 international collaborations covering variety of markets, which is New York, Dubai, and now which is Luxembourg as well. India is our market. India, Australia, Luxembourg, Dubai and all, and very soon we are coming up with our own website as well, and our logo has already been made, and that has already been shared with the globe, right, across the globe for our readers, right. So today we are going to speak about very interesting topic, which is the recent corporate scandal which has happened with the Ricoh India. Before starting up the video, I would like to stress two facts very clearly to all the readers who are watching this, to all the viewers who are watching this. Number one, all the facts and figures which are mentioned in this video, they are taken from the media. We are not responsible. Treasury Consulting LLP is not responsible for any of the fact which mentioned in the video. Secondly, the views shared up by us during the video only talks about the ability of the company towards the corporate governance, and also the role of the regulators toward the corporate governance. We are hereby not targeting any professional body or any regulators pertaining to that. We are only sharing our views pertaining to the corporate governance. Now, as we understand that nowadays, if you read the newspaper every day, or if you open the newspaper every day, you will get a lot of information about frauds. Information in the sense like people are doing a lot of frauds every second day, a lot of frauds which are happening. Every second day, huge amount of frauds which are happening. Now, how are you going to tackle it? Recently in India, fraud has happened, which is Ricoh India. Ricoh India is nothing but the Indian subsidiary of a Japanese firm who is basically doing, just like Xerox machines and all. So that is what Ricoh India is doing. This is the business of the Ricoh India. Now, Ricoh India, somewhere in March and April is in the media for a particular corporate scandal. Why did that happen? We are having few points which we taken from the media, and this print is a proof of that, right? And we again stress that none of the points is from our side. It's all from the variety of sources in the media, and we are taking no responsibility of the authenticity of any of the points which are here in this video. Number one point, September 2015 results declared in the last week. Question number one, what regulators are doing? What banks are doing? What financial institutions are doing? If you've not been able to submit the results of unaudited results of September 2015 till March 2016, till July 2016, where were these so many important peoples? Regulator, bankers, stock exchanges and others. Where were they? What they were doing? Why they not top up the Ricoh India that your results are pending? Number two, auditors not sure whether the results are as per GAAP. GAAP stand for General Accepted Accounting Principles. I repeat, auditors are not sure whether the results are as per GAAP or they are misleading. Auditors themselves do not know. So where are we heading? Number three, according to few in the market, the Ricoh is Satyam second in India. Of course, in Satyam, the quantity of the term deposit was approximately closer to 5,000 crores. Although technically it was not more than 30 crores. But if you remember carefully, there was a very good question that has been asked at that moment of time in one of the seminars that happened in the Bloomberg was, where were the bankers? Bankers are always doing the competition analysis. So they are saying that in a Satyam, which is showing a term deposit of 5,000 crores, if I have only 5 crore, the particular person is having 5 crore, where are rest? Where is rest? Similarly, here in Ricoh, if you are padding up your receivables, you are padding up your revenue, and you are padding up your inventory, excuse me, who holds that? That is why it is rightly said that Ricoh is Satyam second in India, but as usual, a great silence. This country has learned nothing from Satyam, no corporate governance and nothing is in place. Number four, in Ricoh, the revenue, receivables, inventory are padded up, similar like Satyam. That has been proved in the forensic report, but not sure what action has been taken in that respect. Number fifth, how can the loan book rose from loan book rose to rupees 1300 crore from 300 crore without spending a single rupee? So we are talking about a company Ricoh India who is having a subsidiary wherein the loan amount was 300 crores. Now the loan amount has increased from 300 to 1300 crore without spending a single rupee of the capex. If we talk about L&T, Reliance, this holds true. They are buying from the market, taking a loan from the market and investing a huge amount of money in capital expenditure for their business, working capital, etc. etc. But in case of Ricoh India, that company spent not a single rupee. How come the loan amount has increased from 300 to 1300 crore rupees? Where is the documentation? Who approved the documentation? How come the bankers sanctioned, if sanctioned, this loan? Why auditors not check the documentation? At what rate you are paying the rate of interest, whom you are paying the rate of interest, if you taken any hedge program in that, etc. This is clearly making sense that there is a big scandal which is there in the system and everybody is sleeping. Everybody is sleeping. Number 6, how come the Japanese parent provided 270 crore rupees of commercial paper? Did you ever heard that a parent company is capitalizing its Indian subsidiary via commercial paper? Commercial paper, we all know, it's a discounted money market instrument till 275 days. And that needs a rating. 6 points is more interesting, and I think we should have discussed these two together. Without having the results in the hand, how come the rating agencies upgrade the ratings? So point number 1, the September 2015 results were declared in July 2016. The rating agencies were not having the financials in the book and they upgraded the ratings. That too of the commercial paper. Post 2008, a huge amount of discussions is happening in the market that the models of these rating agencies are absolutely poor, and also the way they are doing either the increase or they are doing the decrease, enhancement or decrease, is something which is highly subjective in nature. And this is a perfect case that without having the results in the hand, how come the rating agencies upgrade the ratings of 270 crore rupees of commercial paper capitalized by the parent company? Which is irrespective of the fact that if we even forego that, how can the company capitalize using commercial paper? You have variety of instruments to capitalize your Indian party, but did you ever heard that somebody is capitalizing using commercial paper? Point number 8. Changed their auditors last year without any technical note. Ricoh India changed their auditors last year without giving any technical description. How can you change your auditors without giving any technical description in the media? Point number 9. Key employee Manoj Kumar, who was acting as a managing director, resigned, and he asked to go to home on a pay salary. And after 3 days he resigned, and his resign got accepted in 3 days. A fraud has happened in the company. Company not declared the results. The results were not per the gap. It was Satyam second. You initialized the commercial, you got capitalized by commercial paper. Rating agencies, just upgraded without any results. Now the key person Manoj Kumar, who was acting as a managing director, resigned, and his resignation got accepted in just 3 days. How can he allowed to resign? And even though if he resigned, how can his resignation is accepted by the company, that too in just 3 days? Point number 10. How come PwC appointed as a forensic auditor? April 2016, how come somebody simply appointed PwC as a forensic auditor? Now, who thought about it? What was the rationale behind that? What was the logic behind that? How come PwC appointed? Where is the RFP, request for proposal? Which were big fours who participated? And what was the exact work which was given to PwC in that regards? Point number 11. Forensic audit clearly defines the role of the audit committee in Ricoh. PwC, who acted as a forensic auditor, clearly said that the role of audit committee of Ricoh is suspicious. But again, very important fact which we need to understand very carefully, that that Companies Act 2013, Section 143, paragraph 12, shortly known as 143.12, has clearly stated that along with the audited or unaudited balance sheet, you need to have a certificate from the statutory auditor or equivalent statutory auditor confirming that everything is in place, confirming that all the internal control are in place. And who is going to be responsible for the internal controls in the company is the audit committee. Now, if the forensic report is saying that audit committee is putting a question on the role of the audit committee, then technically it is putting the role of the 143.12 also. And the implementation date of 143.12 is 1st of April 2014, and that fraud happened much later than that. So now the question is, this 143.12, section 143.12 internal financial control Companies Act 2013 is also in question, that it effectively means it has not implemented correctly in the system, and nobody watched it. Nobody is interested in watching it. SEBI and all regulatory agencies are not interested in watching it. The last, Ricoh India chairman Mr. Takano resigns last week. Everything has happened. Ricoh India chairman Mr. Takano resigns, and as usual his resignation got accepted. Point number 13, the role of the rating agency should be probed. I think it's this is very senior official who is ex-SEBI, clearly said that the role of the audit agency should be probed very clearly, and I myself is suggesting that. How can you increase, how can you upgrade the rating from A to A minus, which is 3 notches, without having any financials in the hand? 14, and very important, where were the bankers who are doing competition analysis? If you go to any company, every second day the bankers are writing you email. What is your cash position? Where you are getting the money? I need the documentation. Who signed it? Where is the sign of managing director? The signs are not missing, not matching. Can you show me the covenant in that debt instrument? And etc. They are asking so many things. Where were the intelligent bankers who were doing the competition analysis? Ricoh versus the peer. Ricoh is not the only company who is making the Xerox machine. You are having various companies in India who are making Xerox machine where the parents are sitting outside India. So once you are doing the competition analysis, what is the purpose of that? It's just a myth, or you just close your eyes. Last but not the least, why now, when the fraud of 1123 crore, which is approximately 1123 crores has happened, the parent company now decided to recapitalize the Indian company with exactly the same amount, which is 1123 crores, and that too clearly saying that the minority interest will not get hurt. Why you are doing the recapitalization? Where were the parent when the results were not submitted on time? When the auditors said that the results are not as per general accounting, general separate accounting principles, when the Ricoh India padded up the receivables, when the loan book increased from 300 to 1300 crore without spending a single rupee, when the ratings of the commercial paper enhanced from A, upgraded from A to A minus, which is 3 notches up, when the key employee left, when the Mr. Takano left, when there was a question raised on the audit committee, where were the parent? And now the same parent is saying that now I want to recapitalize the Indian firm without hurting the minority interest. Now there are few questions which we need to understand from this corporate governance scandal. Number one, where are we heading? First, we saw that Indian banking system sitting today is 5.74 trillion INR of gross non-performing asset. 5.82 trillion dollars of gross non-performing asset, which means 5,82,000 crores. Believe me, I am not talking about 5 crore or 580 crores. I am talking about 5,82,000 crores. How come the Indian banking system accumulated that huge amount of non-performing assets without and nobody was aware that exactly what is happening? And now the cases like Ricoh India, we had Reebok, we had Adidas, we had so many cases in the past. Few questions. Where is the corporate governance? Where are the auditors? Where are the bankers? Where is this so-called competition analysis of the banks? And last but not the least, where we are heading? Are we heading towards a society which is full of frauds? Are we heading towards a society where we want to give a perception to the business schools that they are not joining a company which is clean, but they are joining a company which is full of frauds? Or are we creating a society wherein we will tell to the business school that yes, if you wanted to join a company, that you should be ready either doing frauds or supporting the same? Please let us know the answer. If you want to have any more details, you have Treasury Consulting LLP @gmail.com, and our alternate IC is Rahul Magan 8 @gmail.com. Our mobile number is 9899242978. But before winding up this video, I would like to stress one key fact very carefully, that Treasury Consulting LLP is a limited liability partnership firm which is incorporated in India and having multiple business streams. And one of the business streams of the Treasury Consulting LLP is the fraud audits, forensic accounting and analytics. We are always here to assist you if you have any kind of work pertaining to that. And we are ready to help you in any of the ways. You have our email IDs, you have our mobile number, and I hope we see you as a client very soon. Our website is on the way. Thank you.